all. Plumbing, electrical, solar, and air conditioning. ACE solves it all. And now, here's your host, Charlie DePari.
Hello, we're here to help homeowners. This show is all about three critical systems within your home: your air conditioning, your plumbing, and your electrical systems.
And it's vital here in Central Florida when I think of air conditioning. So let's spend some time on that today, Charlie.
Air conditioning is something you certainly wouldn't want to live without. I know there are a few people in Central Florida who do, but they're not living comfortably. Let me say that. But this is a great time of year to remember it's a machine and you have to keep it serviced. And there's a lot of people out there that know they need to change their system. And last year they just kept their fingers crossed saying, let me get one more season out of it. But right now is a great time if you're thinking of getting your system replaced. To replace it, but we're a Lennox dealer at ACE Solves It All, and Lennox during the course of the year, from time to time, offers rebates back, and they have an early bird special right now, where the higher efficiency units you get more than the basic units, but it runs from about $1,400 rebate back off of whatever you spend, to down to $250 for I'm going to say the builder's grade, the system that you truly don't want.
And the other day, I was doing a little bit of research and found out the government's Energy Star website is there are tax rebates in 2016.
Yeah, on a lot of things. I mean, and also the power companies, whether you have Duke or FP&L or OUC, there's some rebates there if you buy efficient heat pump systems. So
if this is a year that I have to replace AC, I am looking at potentially 3 extra areas of savings. The federal government, my local power company, and then vendors that have specials that are short-term deals.
Absolutely. If you buy from a real air conditioning company, not the guy in the truck who...
Right.
You want to buy from a legitimate contractor who is licensed, takes out a permit, it gets approved, because a lot of these rebates, they want to make sure that it's permitted and inspected and so forth. And unless you buy from a dealer, you can't get the money back from, like Lennox, for instance.
I heard a story about a guy that bought an air conditioning unit online and couldn't get anybody to install it.
Well, that's a problem, but when you buy it online, generally it's not registered with the manufacturer. So if you can't get anything on warranty, if a part fails, you're on your own. You think you got a good deal, but you truly didn't.
That deal could cost you a fortune.
And we've hit that scenario where one of the brands out there it was in the time period to be on warranty. When we called it in, they said, I'm sorry, that was bought online and never registered. There is no warranty.
Wow.
And we asked the guy, the customer who called us, who put it in, some guy, who's can't be reached, he wasn't licensed and so forth.
For the homeowners, what are some things that we can do to take care of our system? I know there's not very many, but what are the things that you tell homeowners, here's what you need to do if you want to help your air conditioning last?
The most important thing you can do is monthly put in a good filter, a good pleated filter, not the rock catcher that I called it. When you hold it up, you can see through it. Because one of the biggest failures for air conditioning systems is a dirty coil, which that filter protects. Once that coil gets impacted, it can cause a lot of damage to the compressor, which is the heart of the system, and cause it to prematurely fail. So you need to keep that coil as clean as you can, and that's not by buying a cheap filter. And remember monthly to change it.
We've known each other for years, and so I have learned so much from you. But we literally change our filter 2 times a month because we have border collies. So there's a lot of hair from those 2 dogs and everything else. And it's surprising if you're doing it even that often, twice a month, how much that there is circulating through the air in the home.
And the good pleated filters that I'm talking about, it may say change every 3 months because they're made and distributed around the whole country. What you got to realize, up north, every 3 months is fine. But here, we're using ours for heating and air conditioning. and the thing runs constantly.
Yeah, definitely over 300 days a year.
I mean, here in Central Florida, we run our heat, our heat folks, between 400 hours to 600 hours, and 600 hours is a year. We had a terrible winter.
Wow.
So think of all the other hours. There are many days here in Central Florida where we're running the heat in the evening and the air conditioning during the day. So that machine doesn't get a break.
The thing that I think is really critically important for homeowners in Central Florida, that you do have some type of a service agreement for your air conditioning, because folks, we can't fix these on our own. Look at the cell phones today. What do you think? You're going to open that up and fix it? Well, an air conditioning unit for your home today is the same type of thing. There's no user-friendly parts in there. You have to have somebody that knows what they're doing to service an air conditioner. And on today's show, Charlie's agreed to make a special offer for our listeners on the ACE Family Value Plan. Explain to listeners why home maintenance and having a value plan is so important. In your case, you cover electrical, plumbing, and air conditioning, but let's key in on the air conditioning because of what we're talking about here.
On the ACE Family Value Plan, we come on several visits, but for the air conditioning itself, we come twice a year, spring and fall, winter and summer, and service your air conditioner. And there's 20 some odd points that we take care of. And it's a preventive maintenance program to make sure it's going to be okay, because it's getting ready to go on a long ride through the summer now. And if you were going to take a trip in your car, you come from Minnesota, Jerry, originally. If you're going to go to Minnesota, would you just jump in your car and go? Or would you check the air in your tires and make sure the oil's changed and go through all those fundamentals?
We definitely go to the service. We used to call them service stations. We
no more
we
of
would
them
go
either.
to the car care center or whatever. But yeah, exactly. You do maintenance before you take a long trip.
And to keep it simple, your air conditioner is ready to go for a long ride.
Yes,
And,
yes, indeed.
and it's
we're
gonna
all
work out.
wondering right now how long a ride it's going to be.
Right. And some of you's got old systems, they're not efficient. And if you get a high electric bill, it becomes just, it is what it is, right? If you put in a high efficiency unit, we can make you more comfortable and we can lower your bill. It's amazing. People call us up, and they wait a couple of months because maybe they thought they read the meter wrong the first month, and they call us up. We're saving $100 and some odd dollars, $140, $160, and so it doesn't take long. You get your money back, and not only that, it's more comfortable in the home.
It's important to have a service agreement for your home's AC. And Charlie has agreed to make a special offer on this program. You're listening to the Home Maintenance Show sponsored by ACE Solves It All. And one of the things that they offer at ACE is a family value plan covering air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. The plan is a tremendous value at $289.95. However, as a thank you for listening to this show, obviously you're interested in maintaining your home or you wouldn't be listening, but we're going to award the first 10 callers a full plan for a huge discount, $139.95. That's right, $289.95 is the normal price for the ACE Family Value Plan covering air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. But for the first 10 callers, you're able to pick up the Family Value Plan for $139.95. And you've got to be quick because it's only 10 callers. You won't find this on Google. There's only one way to get the deal, and that is to call this number, 407-603-3536. It's the ACE Family Value Plan covering your home air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical, and it's a tremendous value, normally $289.95, but through this radio program offer, you are going to get it for $139.95. The number to call is 407-603-3536. One last time, 407-603-3536. 3536.
And Jerry, if you called us just to come out and tune up your air conditioner, just called into the office, and we did that twice, it's more money than what we're quoting here, $139.95.
And you're already, and with the family value plan, you are going to come out twice.
We're going to come out twice. You're going to get if you need a repair, you're going to get a 15% off the normal ticket price. And then we're going to come out and check your electrical system, make sure it's safe. We change the batteries in your smoke detectors. And on the plumbing plan, we go through all your plumbing, make sure it's safe, make sure everything works. We show you where your main water valve is, because you'd be surprised how many people, they don't know, and they have no clue. And if your house, you have a leak, you certainly got to know where that is, because you'll flood your house in no time. You'll be running around the house. Sometimes, we ask the people, they don't even know where their circuit breaker panel is, to shut anything off. So it's important that you know where all those mains are to keep your house safe.
Until you have an emergency, you never find some of the most important things in your home.
Absolutely. And falling back to the ACE Family Value Plan for the air conditioner, the thing is that we check your system completely, and if there's anything ready to fail, we check all the capacitors and contactors and the Freon level. We'll bring it up your attention, and it's your choice to fix it or not. But that way, on that Friday or Saturday night or Sunday, you don't lose your air conditioner.
When you were talking about that, it reminded me of one of the critical areas that you guys take care of on that AC check is the line. And years ago, I learned about it from you. And fortunately, never had a flood, but people end up flooding their homes. Explain to our listeners what it is that you're
the
talking
condensate
about.
line, which is the water, folks, that the humidity that it pulls out of the air in your house drains to the outside.
It doesn't go to a magical place all on its own.
No.
Huh?
No, by code now, we put in float switches that shut off if it starts to back up, but there are thousands and thousands of homes that don't have it, and then it floods your home, which is no good.
Yeah, and those emergencies can cost a lot of money, especially if it happens when you're not home.
And you'd be amazed what it does, And the condensate line, it's not if it's going to back up, it's when it's going to back up. So we clean that out thoroughly.
You don't want to look at the stuff that's in that line.
No, it's nasty. And even the most air handlers, if we showed it to you, it's a dark, dingy place with
It's
cold
not
coil.
like a plate you could eat off of.
No, not at all.
It's not shiny on the inside, huh?
And then the other thing, if you're one of the people out there that call our company and many other air conditioning companies out there and just say, every year, once or twice, I have to have somebody come out and add Freon to it. Well, folks, it's not a car like a car. It doesn't burn gas, and it doesn't consume Freon. That's a sealed system. The day your air conditioner goes in, if the refrigerant level is correct, it should never change unless you have a leak. And if you have a leak, adding refrigerant, I'll explain it. I'll fall back to the analogy of a car. You're using the thing low on oil, and every once in a while you put oil in it, so you're harming the compressor and shortening the life of it. So if you have a refrigerant leak, you either want to find and fix the leak. It's often in coils. And if it's an old unit, it doesn't make good sense to throw good money after bad. You maybe want to replace it.
Talk to our listeners about the most important day in the life of an air conditioning unit.
The day it's installed.
And why?
If it's not installed right and not up to its specifications on day one, it's never going to be up to its specifications. It has to be right on day one. So it makes a big, big difference on who puts in the system. Like ACE solves it all. We have crews that go out and do installations. They're factory trained. They're trained by experts. We had Lennox in the house on this week on Tuesday doing a training class. They send down their technical guy, and we go through systems from A to Z. But it's very important that it's installed properly. There are many air conditioning companies around town, all over the United States, but they make their crews go out and put in 2 systems a day. It's very difficult to put in 2 systems a day at 2 different locations and do a great job. And
You're tired by the time you get to the second
You might
one.
be able to do it today, but if I send you out tomorrow to do 2 more systems, you're going to start to cut corners, and it's just not going to have a good installation. So we pay our crews enough to go out and do 1 installation a day. Now, if your house we're replacing 2, we'll do that, but we'll send an extra person or 2 sometimes with them to help them out. but I want them to take their time and do it right. We just had an inspector in Osceola County who inspected one of our jobs last week, and he said some very nice things, and we posted on our Facebook site. He told the homeowner that I don't see installations like this every day. This thing is perfect. And so she was very happy. She took the time to call our office, and he inspects our jobs all the time, the same inspector, but we do.
That's good to hear back from
Not
your
that we don't
customers
make
like
mistakes. We make mistakes.
Sure.
We're not perfect, but if we do, we'll certainly take care of it.
I know you do take care of mistakes, and this is something that you wouldn't ordinarily offer up on your own, but tell the listeners some of the things that you do for people where you do make a mistake.
Well, I mean, we go back
First of all,
always.
you make it right.
Yeah, we make it right, and we make it right quickly, And we use our own crews. They're not subcontractors. They all got insurance. They're all background checked. They're all drug tested. Every quarter we do drug testing. And they have good driver's license. They're in uniform, and they've been with us a long time. And by the way, we're looking for more good people all the time. Plumbers, electricians, and air conditioning technicians as well. So if you are one of those, or you have friends that are, please call us at ACE.
And there is a shortage of good techs
There
in all
absolutely
the
is.
trades.
Yeah, and I'm part of a national organization, and we donate money to scholarships to go to veterans that want to get into the 3 trades that we specialize in.
Awesome.
We give scholarships out, so we really encourage to hire veterans. They usually have good habits,
Yes.
and they're willing to put in the effort
Discipline.
to learn. Exactly.
And it's important that, folks, if you know young people that are not sure about their college and everything else, send them in the direction of the trades, because you can make a tremendous living, excellent benefits, and in the case of ACE Solves It All, you get to work with a great team, really, really wonderful people, and people that take pride in doing a job right.
And the name of the association, the name to help the trades out is called Troops for Trades. If you want to Google it, folks, you can go on there and find out how to get involved to get a scholarship to go to school and then come to work for a contractor like us.
That's tremendous. We're going to do the offer one more time for our listeners that may have just tuned in. This is the Home Maintenance Show, sponsored by ACE Solves It All. And at ACE, they have a ACE Family Value Plan covering your home's air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and it's a tremendous value at $289.95. However, as a reward for listening to the show and paying attention to some home improvement tips that Charlie's giving you, we're making a special offer for 10 callers to get the full plan for $139.95. The ACE Family Value Plan, normally $289.95, and you won't find it on their website. It's only here on the show, on special for $139.95. But you've got to be quick. You got to be one of the first 10 callers. And here is the number, 407-603-3536. 407-603-3536. It's the ACE Family Value Plan covering your home's air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. $139.95 for 10 callers and 10 callers only. One more time, 407-603-3536.
And folks, if you can't remember the last time you changed your filter, after the show, please go change your filter. A nice thing you can do is put the date on it, and so you know when you changed it. And a helpful hint is maybe every time you pay your electric bill, that's the time to change the filter, because you pay that once a month. And if you've got one of those crazy size filters, and the reason you've been not changing it is it's a funny size, you can't find it anywhere you go to our website, acesolvesitall.com, and under the air conditioning tab, click on filters. You can order any kind of filter you want, and we'll UPS it to your home.
That's great.
You can buy a case of them or whatever, so you know you're good for a year.
Plan ahead.
Plan ahead, because there's many people with good intentions and they go get a filter and they don't have one, and then they threw the dirty one out. Now they're running the machine without a filter. That you'd be surprised how all the air in your house goes through that air handler several times a day. So any dust particles, and if you have animals like you do, Jerry, it's amazing. We look at some of these coils, that people aren't taking care of, and most people do not take care of their air conditioner as long as the house is cold. But you could comb the coil and put curlers in it.
Oh my gosh!
And it's a nasty looking thing.
It's a science project.
It's a science project, folks, and all the air you breathe goes through that material, and then you breathe it. And
my lungs hurt.
And by the way, if you're one of them people, like we just had a lot of pollen, and
yes.
The rain hopefully knocked some of it down, but there's a lot of people I know struggling with allergies. We can help you with that, with the proper filtration, and it's called indoor air quality. We can add several items. I have them in my own home. The air inside of my house is cleaner than the air outside. So I have a little bit of sinus and allergy problems. Never used to have it, but I do now.
I think we all do in Florida.
I read an article in Arizona. Everybody years ago moved there for the air. And then everybody bought a house and started to plant plants that they had and liked from wherever they came from. And now they had breathing problems again. So
that makes sense.
Change the environment.
We can put in a lot of things that'll certainly help clean the air in your home, cut down on the dust if you have a lot of dust. And then depending on how old your home is, probably 7 out of 10 homes that we go in, we inspect the ductwork as well. It has problems. It's leaking at the boot. It's unattached. There's holes in it. The cable guy has crawled across it, and it's collapsed. And if your home happens to be over 20 years old, the ductwork is usually in tough shape. We can fix it, replace it, and also if most of the homes out there that are tract homes always have a room or two that doesn't heat or cool right. If we come out and it's time for you to change your air conditioner, or even if it isn't, we can repair the ductwork and balance the air in your home. Because, a lot of times it's the master bedroom. It's the farthest away from the air handler, and it's not getting enough air. There are ways to fix it. You got to remember your house was built to code, and a lot of you folks out there think code is the A standard. It's the minimum standard. So your house,
it's a passing grade.
It's a passing grade in high school, if you remember what that is, So keep that in mind. We can make it. We've changed people's homes where they think they're living in a new place because of the comfort.
The ACE Family Value Plan for our callers, $139.95. I don't have time to give you all the details, but I have time to give you the number, 407-603-3536. One of the things that I also want to mention is ACE Solves It All is open 7 days a week. Their normal business hours are 7 to 7, 7 days a week. So if this is a Saturday or a Tuesday situation or whatever day of the week it is, you can call ACE and you don't have to worry. I think a lot of people end up having a problem on the weekend and then they go, well, we're going to have to call first thing Monday morning. There's no need to wait.
There's no need to. We have trucks in all the trades, electrical, plumbing, and air conditioning rolling. That's a normal work day for our crews. We cover 7 days. The guys don't only each work 5 days, but we have 3 different shifts. Because your stuff breaks on the weekends, and in today's society, everybody works. So we're able to come on your schedule. And then we have 24-hour emergency service, so...
Remember, for your home's air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and solar, ACE solves it all. You can visit their website, acesolvesitall.com, for more information. We want to thank you for listening to the Home Maintenance Show, and we look forward to joining you again on ACE Solves It All Home Maintenance Show.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. President Obama removing a 50-year ban on arms sales to Vietnam.
The president said the sale of different types of arms will be dependent